Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Radha. Jaya Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Radha. Jaya Nitai Patita Pavan Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Patita Pavan Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Patita Pavan Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Patita Pavan Gaura Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रतकाचार्य स्तोत्र सदस्य श्रीमद अभयचरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय। जय। ओम ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगद्गुरो
गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त भक्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पाञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेषशून्यवादी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तजन हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं कीर्ते गिरिं कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीभक्तिरतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यं songs asked to speak on 329 32
Part 44, 329.
reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 29th chapter, 34th shloka. गुणाभिमानिनो देवाः गुणाभिमानिनो देवाः सर्गादिश्वस्य यद्भयात् वर्तन्ते नुयुगं येषाम् वश एतच्चराचरम् गुणाभिमानिनो देवाः सर्गादिषु अस्य यद्भयात् वर्तन्ते नुयुगं येषाम् वश एतच्चराचरम् गुणाभिमानिनो देवाः सर्गादिष्वस्य यद्भयात् वर्तन्ते नुयुगं येषाम् वश एतच्चराचरम्
गुणाभिमानिनो
गुणाभिमानिनो देवाः सर्गादिष्वस्य यद्भयात् वर्तन्ते नुयुगं येषाम् वश एतच्चराचरम् Guna, the modes of material nature. Abhimaninaha, in charge of. Devaha, the demigods. Sarga Adishu, in the matter of creation and so on. Asya, of this world. Yad bhayad, out of fear of whom. Vartante, carry out functions. Anuyugam, according to the yugas. Yesha, of whom. Vashe, under the control. Etat, this. Characharam, everything animate and inanimate. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Adhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the directing demigods in charge of the modes of material nature carry out the functions of creation, maintenance, and destruction. Everything animate and inanimate within this material world is under their control. Purport: the three modes of material nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance, are under the control of three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu is in charge of the mode of goodness. Lord Brahma is in the charge of mode of passion. And Lord Shiva is in charge of the mode of ignorance. Similarly, there are many other demigods in charge of the air department, the water department, the cloud department, etc. Just as the government has many different departments, so within this material world, the government of the Supreme Lord has many departments. And all these departments function in proper order out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Demigods are undoubtedly controlling all matter, animate and inanimate, within the universe. But above them, the Supreme Controller is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, in the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Ishvaraha Parama Krishnaha. Undoubtedly, there are many controllers in the departmental management of this universe, but the Supreme Controller is Krishna. There are two kinds of dissolutions. One kind of dissolution takes place when Brahma goes to sleep during his night, and the final dissolution takes place when Brahma dies. As long as Brahma does not die, creation, maintenance, and destruction are actuated by different demigods under the superintendence of the Supreme Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Ashtaprayeshu Bhaktreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Naishtikvi Visvanubhavam Magirashtisaramekam Adhyatmadipam Madadishatam Tamoantam Samsarinam Karunayana Puranam Nityam Vyasasuram Payami Guru Punina. So, I was asked to speak on third canto 29 chapter 44 shloka. So here Lord Kapila is enumerating on devotional service. So I have, as I not qualified in this real sense to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam for the reason that I am absorbed in so many material duties. I'm very busily engaged in them that I have no chance, I have no time for attending Mangalarati or reading Srimad Bhagavatam every day. So that is my condition. So I'm embroiled in so many false duties. Sometimes Krishna gives me some push to maybe speak a little bit more and make myself purified. So at least that way I'll be engaged in some way in this, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you for engaging me. So Devahuti, Mother Devahuti is mentioning this about that you already explained so many things about Sankhya. Now please, Devahuti is asking the exact shloka. And she's telling, please tell me, Yat Sankheshu Katitham Yan Moolam Tat Prachakshate Bhakti Yogasya Me Margam Puhi Vistarashaha Prabhu. Now Bhakti Yogasya Me Margam. Tell me about what is the nature of Bhakti Yoga. And by hearing about this, one becomes detached about this material world. Please also describe about Kalam, which is one of your other forms. Very nice shloka. The Devahuti is saying, Mother Devahuti is saying, why one should be engaged, one should be hearing about these things. Lokasya mityabhimatehe achakshushaha chiram prasuptasya tamasi anashraye. Because persons in this material world are anashraye, because they do not have any ashrayam, because they are in tamoguna. Everyone is prasuptasya. Supta means sleeping. Prasuptasya. Everyone is sleeping in this material world. Prasuptasya tamasi anashraya. Everyone is absorbed in tamoguna and no one knows where to take shelter anashraya. And because of this, mithya abhimate, because of that, everyone is having abhimanam that I am actually doing something important. Like I'm just mentioning, I'm thinking I'm working very hard for a certain organization and I'm doing very important, and Krishna consciousness is not as important. That is all my mithya abhimati. I'm engaged in so many false duties. Achakshushaha, because I'm not able to see what is actually beneficial for me. Achakshushaha. Shrantasya. All these things are important. Shrantasya means I am very fatigued by working hard like this. Shrantasya. Karmasu anuvidhaya. I'm very attached. Karmasu anuvidhaya dhiya. My intelligence is constantly planning how to increase the perimeter of material activities. And in this way, I'm getting fatigued, I'm getting embroiled in our complexities. And because of that, you have to tell me, Mother Devavati is telling, lokasya, and this is the nature of the lokasya nithya, and this is the reason. So, kila yoga bhaskara. Now you are the bhaskara. You are the sun who can dissipate this darkness. So please tell me about bhakti yoga. And Kapila Dev became very happy hearing the mood of the Mother Devavati. And she's telling there are many incarnations, there are many multifilial paths. She's talking about Sattva-guna devotional service, Rajoguna devotional service, and so on. And a devotee's nature, what is his bhava, and what are the activities of the devotees. He must go to visit the temple, he must touch my lotus feet, and he must give respect to the spiritual master, he must hear about my katha, he must be very straightforward. In this way, gradually, as he constantly hears about my qualities, similarly, if one is engaged in my Krishna, in my service, then he naturally becomes detached from everything that is material. So, and very nice shloka is telling how one must be fixed in my worship of my devotees. If one is not doing that, then it is like offering ahuti to a yajna that has already been, just ashes. So it's a nice shlokas. So we are here where Kapila Dev is mentioning more or less about how Krishna's supremacy, basically. Just getting an overall perspective. Yeah. So Kapila Dev is telling Vishnu is the enjoyer of everyone. He's the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Ahamki sarva yajnana bhokta cha prabhureva cha. But for those who are uh, uh, forgotten him, then Krishna causes fear. Krishna is basically Kapila Dev is mentioning because of whose fear everything is going on. This the Upanishads are also mentioning in great detail. So everything is functioning in this material world under the controllership of Krishna. This is very important to understand because one cannot understand these pastimes. It's a very interesting pastime, interesting shloka for this particular month. Because unless I understand the Ishwaratva, how Krishna is actually the shelter of everything in a very scientific way. Krishna has got various names, Krishna has got various incarnations. Krishna has got Narayana, Krishna has got Varaha, Krishna has got so many incarnations, so many names. And all these names, Yani, Namani, Gaurani, Vikhyatani, Mahamanam, each of these names are describing Krishna's different qualities. And Krishna has got various incarnations. One type in these incarnations, he's got Hamsa Avatara, he's got Varaha Avatara, he's got Hayavadana, he's got Hayagriva Avatara, he's got Matsya Avatara. So many incarnations Krishna is taking. And many of them perform different functions. Hamsa Avatara, for instance, the function is to disseminate spiritual knowledge. Kapila Avatara, for instance, is to disseminate the spiritual knowledge specifically about Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, and the incarnations of incarnations of Matsya Avatara is basically to Pralaya Payuti Jale, when the Pralaya was happening, how to protect the devotees, how to protect the sadhus. So in this way, Krishna got various functions to support the material world. To protect the Vedas, Krishna came as Hayagriva, Hayavadana. And to protect Bhumi Devi, he came as Varaha Avatara. So Krishna has got various incarnations. And these are all beautiful activities of the Supreme Lord. Now, as Krishna is expanding his activities in this material world, it is very attractive to the devotees. But these activities that Krishna is carrying out in this material world is not understood by the non-devotees, the asuras. They think all these activities are actually imaginary. They have no relevance. So Srimad Bhagavatam actually gives me a very practical journey from wherever I am to gradually introducing me to Krishna's activities. And devotional service means to be attracted by Krishna's form, name, qualities, and pastimes. This is what is called devotional service. So, and devotional service can be practiced by a person who has got what is called Paramarthiki Shraddha. Paramarthiki Shraddha means one who's completely convinced that whatever the Shastra says is true. Bhagavad Gita mentions that from the second chapter, Ascharyavat pashyati kastidenam ascharyavat srinoti tathaiva samyaha. It is telling about the soul. It is telling about how the soul is eternal. It is telling about how I'm transmigrating to different material bodies. It is telling me how the material body is temporary. It is telling me how Krishna is the foundation of everything. It is telling me how I'm being bound by the three modes of material nature. It is telling me the different steps of yoga. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is mentioning about the pastimes of Krishna, how Krishna looked at the Govardhan to celebrate. So there are so many things that are mentioned in the Shastra. But a person who is very sinful, talking about myself here, Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmanya Vaishnave Swalpa Punya Pratam Rajan Vishwaso Naiva Jayate. We recite this prayer every day before honoring prasadam. But a person who's very sinful means he is continuously doing papa karma. He's continuously, saying something bad about the Vedas, something bad about the Lord, something bad about the devotees, making fun of everything, not offering obeisances to elders, the big praha, Deva Bija, Guru Prajna, Pujan. So all these things are actually sinful. One who's not observing the rules of the Shastra, he becomes sinful. And what happens is that the Shastra mentions, person becomes very sinful. But because person sinful also, he does not, he tries to hide the Veda. That's what higher, the Madhu kind about it, right? They try to steal away everything. So similarly, sometimes people hide the meaning of the Shastra. Sometimes people hide the Shastra. So all these things are actually sinful. And people who are sinful, I cannot have Paramarthiki Shraddha in the Shastra, which means Shastra is true. Shastra is true. And the reason is he cannot see the Shastra. Shastra is going step by step. He cannot have faith in the Shastra. He cannot have faith that Dharma is true. He cannot have faith that, yes, I am going to take another body. He cannot have faith in this. So that is why the Mahabharata mentions this from the Mahabharata. Mahaprasade, in Mahaprasadam, Govinde, in Govinda, then in Brahmanas, Brahmanya, Vaishnavi, excuse me, Krishna, Vaishnavi, Swalpa Punyam, one who's got very Swalpa Punyam, Vishwaso Dayeva Jayate. He will not have Vishwasam in these things. he will have Vishwasam that I will, climb up the corporate ladder, I will make money, I will be very easily engaged, I won't have any time for, reading Srimad. I mean, it's not about myself, that's who I am. So I have so much Vishwasam in all these things, and so much faith in all these things. And because of that, and that's because of my sinful actions. And the more and more I lack faith in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Vedas, in these things, then what happens is, which means my faith in the material world is increasing. Because advancement is basically just faith. Right? What is advancement? How do you know something is spiritually advanced? Someone is medically advanced. What is the problem? What is the difference? It's faith. Um, um, and faith, we should not think uh, it is as if faith does not mean that it is merely faith in spiritual life doesn't mean it's merely a faith. It means it is as if it's not real. So actually, faith in material world is actually in the context of that usage of the word faith is faith, which means it becomes unreal. So we are so used to a false definition of faith, which means if I believe in something, whether it will happen or not, I do not know. Why do I feel like that? Because my definition of faith is very rajasic. And because all along my whole life, whatever I have had faith in, have always found to fail in my life. I have faith in my career, didn't go the way I want. I have faith in the marriage, it didn't go the way I want. I have faith in some person who said, they'll give me a job, it didn't go the way I want. I have had faith in so many things, which are all rajasic and tamasic. So whenever there is a conception of faith that is brought to me, I immediately become very afraid whether this will be true or not, whether this will really happen or not. The Shastra is saying, all the devas, Krishna is actually within and without. That's what we read today. He's everywhere. Gunabhimanino deva sargadishu asya bhaya vartante anubhavyesham vashayetat sadasana. Everything is within them, and he's within everything. The Shastra mentions this. Now, who knows whether this is true or not? Why do I feel like that? Because of my association with non-devotees. And because of that association, what happens? It becomes rajasic. I'm thinking everyone is like the people who I'm associating with. I'm associating with materialists, they're constantly cheating me, they're constantly diplomatic. Because I'm constantly associating with such people, I start thinking maybe Shukadeva Goswami is also like that. Maybe Kapila Dev is also like that. Maybe Srila Prabhupada is also like that. Maybe he wants something from me. You see? So this is the danger of association, asat sangam, that it makes my faith always doubtful. I'm not having paramarthiki shraddha. What is the symptom of this paramarthiki shraddha? That if I read Srimad Bhagavatam is mentioning this. Vartate anubham yesham pashayetam charachar. Yes, everything is within Krishna's control. My voice I'm speaking, it is within Krishna's control. My hands, everything is Krishna's hands. Krishna is singing Sarvataha Pani Padam Tat Sarvatu Akshiro Mukam Shiro Mukhe. Everything my eyes are everywhere, my hands are everywhere, my legs are everywhere. Krishna is mentioning the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So it is not my hand, it is Krishna's hands. Bhagavad Gita is mentioning this. So if one has Paramarthiki Shraddha in the Shastra, he will immediately be able to perceive this in his own experience. He can see, actually, these are not my hands. These are actually Krishna's hands. This is not my voice, it is Krishna's voice. This is not my intelligence, this is Krishna's intelligence. So if one doesn't have this Paramarthiki Shraddha, one doesn't have this, because from this Paramarthiki Shraddha, only is the beginning of another Shraddha called what is called Lokamayi Shraddha, which means where I want to actually get Krishna's love. So right now my Shraddha, Krishna is in Satpanarupasya sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Shraddhamayo ayam purushaha yogeshraddhaha sa eva saha. Everything in this world is basically faith. But the faith in the mode of passion and ignorance will be falsified. And faith in the mode of goodness will be proved by our own experience. So the more and more I associate with devotees, the more and more I will have faith in Shastra. And Jiva Goswami is mentioning, one can see one's advancement in devotional service by one's Shastriya Shraddha. So Shastra is true. Shastra is telling Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. Yes, it is true. So the more and more I actually appreciate these things in the Shastra. In the beginning, I know Krishna is within and without. The more and more I understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Krishna is Purushottama. His angas are the Devatas. His angas are all the functions. Everything is actually happening by the touch of Krishna. And Krishna is to get us this understanding that this whole world is one unit. This whole world is not diverse units. Everything is not fighting against each other. That is why I get very anxious. I think a simple example is, say I walk into this temple, and everything in this temple is being governed by a strong system, a strong leader. Immediately I feel very secure within this temple. So I walk into India or walk into any place. Whenever there's a strong leadership, there's a strong system there, people will feel very secure there, very naturally. And if things are very chaotic there, immediately become very agitated, very naturally. So this whole world is under the vasham, is under the control of Vishnu. He is the Atma of this whole world. He is Narayana. Narayana Ayanam Yasya. He is the shelter, he is the source, he is the abode of everything. So when I'm seeing this material world, I should see this world with that Krishna. And this person whom everyone is getting afraid about, this person whom everything is under his control, he is the Lord of everything, he is the source of everything. He is within and without. What can you tell about Krishna? Right? I can't say Krishna is here or Krishna is there. What can I tell about Krishna? Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, where is Krishna? Where is your Lord? They say, where is not my Lord? Right? He's there in the speech you're asking him. He's there in your illusion. Because of whose illusion you are thinking, this is my party, he's that party. In your illusion is present. Everywhere Krishna is present. And because of him, everyone is afraid. I'm also afraid because of Krishna. I'm trying to be independent of Krishna, but I'm afraid of Krishna's time right now. I'm afraid if it goes more time, if I speak for more hours, what if my boss pings me, if someone pings me, or what if I lose my salary, then what if I lose? I'm afraid of Krishna's time. If I'm under the grip of Krishna right now, I'm under Krishna's grip right now, right? And that Krishna who's gripping this whole material world is simply one kala of him, which is his kala. It's one fragment of Krishna. This kala means is one fraction, this potency. Just kala, which is kala. By simply that kalam, the whole characharam, the different brahmandas are actually getting very afraid. Everyone is running. That kalam is coming, let me save for my retirement. This kalam is coming, let me save for this, let me save for that. My children, where are they going? It's coming time for school, time for this, time for that. Everyone is running here and there, hither and thither, because of this Narayana's Maya. And Krishna, who is the source of everything, that person is being controlled by Yashodamai, that person is being controlled by Srimati Radharani, the gopis, the Vrajvasis. So many people are controlling that Krishna. Wow. Vande, right? Right. I offer my obeisances to all the Vrajvasis. How great they must be. How great they must be. that they are controlling Krishna. Because if I don't realize this is Vastavam, this is real, that right now this understanding must come. This will come in Sattvaguna. That when I'm actually in Sattvaguna, when I'm freed from the association of non-devotees, the more and more I associate with devotees, the more and more I'm making my life less complex, the more and more I freed from material family attachment, the more and more I will actually realize that this is true. I'm actually being controlled by Krishna. And the more and more I'm actually realizing that being controlled by Krishna's three modes, I will value the Vrajvasis. I will value, I'll actually glorify them, how great they must be. How great that, oh, wow. Snap of the finger. Wow. Yashoda Mai, Shakata, the cart is there, and Yashodamai is sitting on the exit of her house near the courtyard, and Krishna is actually sleeping on the legs. Now Yashodamai is extending her legs on the outside of the house, and Krishna is sleeping. Krishna, who is at the height of all Upanishads, Sarvo Upanishadaha, Gadaha, Dogdha, Gopala, Partho, Vatsa, Hri, Bhogda, that Krishna, and where is that Krishna? At the feet of Yashoda Mai in the exit of that house. Right? He's roaming in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. How great are the Vrajvasis? How great is Krishna? And how simple is Krishna? Is it not? So this is very important to understand. A very practical realization. So I was just hearing Srila Prabhupada on Damodar Masadam Janmashtami. I was thinking, why is Srila Prabhupada not talking about any katha? Why is he doing that? I was thinking, maybe why is he not glorifying Damodar? Why is he not having maybe 5-day Damodar katha, maybe something like that? Prabhupada saw me that I'm so foolish, I'm so fallen, that I'm not qualified to appreciate these Rajvasis. I'm so fallen, absorbed in the vastness of this world. Talking about myself again, right? I'm so absorbed to get some money, to get some position. I cannot appreciate the spontaneous, devotional service of the Vrajvasis. I need to be given something really basic, right? I'm not qualified for these things. So it's very important. So and Krishna is so sweet, so kind, that though he is associating with these Vrajvasis, he's associating with the Vrajvasis. He's very busy doing manta, he's sporting with the Yashoda Maya, getting angry and then distributing water to the monkeys. But Krishna is so merciful that he is also time for Malakuvir and Priya. Right? He's also time for those who have gotten into Asatsanga, who have been drinking, who have been associating with women, naked dance, right? Clubs. Nalakuvir and Manigrivas symptomizing that, Indian people who have been born in very nice, virtuous families, their maybe forefathers, ancestors might have worshipped Krishna, they have been worshipping the temple. I know one person here, she said, our family deity is Venkatacharapati. Only. Very nice family, but right now completely lost. Right? Very rare. Her son is more or less, he's doing, swimming, wrestling, skating, this, that, but he doesn't even know one float also. Right? So many ancestors, this, that. But because of association with this Rajoguna, Tamoguna culture, everything is lost. So I'm like that. So Nalakuvera and Manikriva, he is also time for Nalakuvera and Manikriva. Kuveratmajau bhaddhara murtivayatma Vayamuchitau bhakti bhajau kritau Tatha prema bhaktim swakam niprayacha Mokshe graho vesti damodare Kuveratmajau is the son, Atmajau, two sons of Kuvera, Bhaddha. They'll be both. He was born actually, but they were also born. He was also born. So though Krishna is being bound by Yashoda, but what is Krishna meditating on? How the sons of Kuvera are bound. That is his mercy. And why is he so merciful to the sons of Kuvera? Because Narada Muni told that Krishna has to come. So though Krishna is engaged in so many pastimes, and I am in such a place that though I'm being controlled by the three modes of material nature every moment, though I'm being controlled by time, though my time is passing away, the Mahamaya, see Krishna is in, right? And though I'm thinking, though everything is happening, I'm thinking of the Lord of the world. I'm thinking, see, I'm speaking Bhagavad. See, I'm speaking Bhagavad. See, Mahamaya. Right? I initiate, I'm this, that. So I'm not feeling, I'm actually being controlled. Where will I go? Please, my spiritual master, please help me. Oh Gurudev, please help me. I'm being controlled. I am not actually free. I don't have taste for your pastimes. Right? Because I'm thinking I'm the Lord, I'm being controlled. So by the mercy of Srila Narada Muni, though Krishna was absorbed, Krishna was in samadhi, thinking with Yashodamai. Krishna was in samadhi. And Krishna is completely in samadhi with a rope. Because a rope is spiritual. Rope is a person. The rope is also absorbed in serving Krishna. Because Krishna wanted to serve Yashodamai like that. In being bound. So the rope is also serving Krishna. The rope is in samadhi. Krishna is also in samadhi. Everyone is in samadhi. Krishna is being bound and he's in samadhi. He's disturbing his samadhi. That is Krishna's mercy. Because Narada Muni said, sons of Govira and delivered. Similarly, Prabhupada has ordered, that, if I follow these things, if I follow a certain program in my life, then Krishna can deliver me. Though he's sporting there with Srimati Radharani. And they are performing so many pastimes. Shri Radha Gopijana Vallabha, they are performing so many pastimes. Shri Nitai Patita Bhavana Gauraji, they are performing so many pastimes. They are doing all those things, all within the Antaranga Shakti of the Lord. Though I am a nobody, I am a complete rascal, what am I busy with? Simply some pounds and shillings and this useless body. They have no connection with me. They have no reason to even look at me because they are absorbed. They are absorbed. They have no reason to look at me. They are still coming down. So the more and more I play to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Nityananda Prabhu, the more and more I chant their names. The more and more I chant the names of the Guru Parampara, the more and more I chant the names of the Acharya, the more and more I please them by their desire, by their wish, by their will, because it's a personal process. It is not based on my performance. The devotional service is not performance based. Ashtanga Yoga is performance based. Jnana is inquiry based. Yoga is person based. If a person feels, if any devotee feels, but a nice practicing devotee feels, I'm not very satisfied with this devotee, then I cannot get Krishna consciousness. Krishna is not obliged to actually look at it. So I must understand this feature of Krishna. I must go kramam in the order and then understand my fallen position and understand how Krishna has come down and how the Brajvasis are so fortunate and how they are so elevated. And in that way, thinking about all these things, I must become very grateful for my position. And though I am so fallen, though I am a nobody, I have some opportunity to come in contact with devotees. I have some opportunity. I have some way. I am somehow in touch with Krishna and his devotees, and Srila Prabhupada, to have no standing whatsoever. So by meditating like that, I feel very grateful. Gratefulness is not a mental concoction, it is not a mental imposition, it is not a mental adjustment. Gratefulness comes from knowledge. When I recognize something, the consequence of that realization is gratefulness. It is not a mental adjustment. Okay, I'm going to be grateful. I must recognize that this is true. Yes, even Keshav was mentioning yesterday. It is all knowledge. I know, H1B, it's there. So I can't come $81 if they do these cycles. It's knowledge. Similarly, I know I'm so fallen. Like wherever I am, all these things, the designations really hold no value. So yeah, so in this way I'd be grateful. Somehow I participate in these and be absorbed in this Krishna Leela, how Krishna is trying to attract. And in this way, the more and more I'm grateful, I'm more and more humble at the feet, and I read Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Uh, and I'm free from Asat Sangha. I make my life simple, that way I'll come to a state where I can relish Krishna's pastimes. I can relish Krishna's reality. I can actually be transported to this real Leela, being freed from this false Leela that I'm participating right now. So Krishna is performing his Leela here to liberate me from this dream false Leela, which are all shadows, which have no significance. So right now I'm engaged in shadow Leela, which is being engaged and finished by time. So the only hope is to be engaged in the real Leela. And Krishna is advertising. Okay, this is the advertisement. This is how my devotees are. This is how they are for me. This is love. And to prepare us, we are reading these things. How devatas are all controlling me. How my hands are not my hands, how my legs are not my legs, how my voice is not my voice, my intelligence is not my intelligence. Sarvadeva Mayu Harihi. Hari is the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. The Purushottama Yomameva Sammodho Dana. The Purushottama Sarvadeva Bhajati Mam Sarvabhavina. He's the Purushottama. Everything the Shastra says is 100% true. Bhagavad Gita is perfect knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam is perfect knowledge. Vastava Jnanam. And in this way, I feel greatly hopeful and grateful, and I can make very swift progress. I'll stop here. Questions and comments and welcome. If I again spoke anything, more than my because, forgive me. I am, an example of a person who's absorbed in household life, so-called false duties. Many things I've concocted, and I'm struggling hard. Because of my attachment, I'm struggling hard. I need many things to make my life happy, and to have those many things, I work hard to make money. And and I think my dependents also need many things to make themselves happy. And in this way, in the name of affection, I make their life complicated and make my life complicated also. So that's me. So please bless me that I be relieved from this false duties immediately, so as soon as possible, and I can become Krishna conscious as soon as possible. Thank you. Okay. If anyone has any comments, if anyone thinks, please let me know. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, in the class you mentioned a point on faith. We are all we have a false definition of faith. Could you please repeat that, Prabhuji? I got a little distracted that time.
Thank you, Mataji. I was thinking about this morning that I'm so afraid to believe in Krishna because of my bad association. Why am I not able to believe in Krishna? Because I don't have good association. I'm constantly associating with my corporate world, and everyone is diplomatic, and everyone is saying something at the back, everyone is saying something in the front. My association, because of it, is being very bad, and everyone is cheating around me, and I have also become habitual to become a cheater. It become very natural for me to be a cheater. I am myself again, and because I am a cheater, people around me are cheaters. When I hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni is telling, maybe he's also maybe a little better cheater, maybe a little not as bad as a cheater like me, but maybe like me. No one can be so truthful, right? My definition of truthfulness is, become very low actually. I don't believe they're really truthful. That's my real nature, that's my nature. I don't think Srila Prabhupada is really true. I think maybe he's also maybe cheating like me. Maybe little bit cheating at least in have. Or maybe he's a little ignorant.
Mm.
So I feel like that actually. So because of my bad association, more and more and more and more and more, I'm not able to have Sat Shraddha on the Shastra. I think they are exaggerations. I think holy name, no, maybe Krishna is really, it is his form. So I'm not able to have Shraddha. I'm not able to have Paramatmiki Shraddha. My Shraddha is very Rajasic and Tamasic because it is based on competitiveness and desire and this and that. So my faith has always been proven false in this material world. I had faith that marriage will be very exciting, but it has been proven false by my experience. I had faith my new role will be very comfortable, but it has been proven false by my own experience. I had faith that, so many things, and like this, we can keep on extending. I had faith here, I had faith this, I had faith that. Every faith has been falsified. So I'm constantly doubtful. But that is why I'm distracted. I'm distracted not because my mind is bad or something, because I'm perpetually doubtful because of my bad association. Now, what is the panacea for it? Panacea for is that if I somehow have the audience of a pure devotee, by whose audience one will have firm faith in Shastra by hearing from Yasyamaishri Manaya Krishna Paramapurtri. So if I somehow have a chance to associate with a pure person, then I will realize, okay, this is true. This mind which has been distracted by doubt and this and that, by the association of a pure devotee, that pure devotee's presence brings us that faith that has been lacking. Because I don't have faith right now. Faith in the mode of passion, ignorance is as good as no faith. Because it is jumping.
Mm.
It is asat shraddha. Because it is actually non-existent faith. So this is the opportunity of meeting a pure devotee. So pure devotee, Mahiyasham Padarajo Vishekam Nishkintananam Amrinitayavat. It's the only hope for a person like me, who's absorbed in this false shraddha, who's perpetually doubtful, who cannot have enthusiasm in his life, who doesn't have any optimism, spiritual hope. So the only abode, the only fountain of spiritual hope is the association of a pure devotee of the Lord, who's Mahat Vaishnava, who's constantly absorbed in Krishna consciousness 24 hours of the Kirtayantara. By his audience, I will actually realize, by his vision, by his association, I will actually have faith that Shastra is true. If not for Srila Prabhupada, how can I understand Srila Shastra is true? There are so many things people are saying about the Shastra. Right? So Lord Rama teaches, who knows what Krishna teaches. But one Srila Prabhupada came by his voice, by his sober voice, by one of his Hare Krishna Kirtan, by hearing once about Sri Goswami Ashtakam, anything one hears about Srila Prabhupada, or anyone who follows in his footsteps, one will have faith that there is something here. There is something here. There is called something. There is Astitvam. There is something here. One can actually assert that Astitvam here, that is the beginning of Sattva. There is something here. The Srila Prabhupada's voice is not ordinary voice. This Kirtan is not ordinary. This deity is not ordinary. There is something here. There is Astitvam. This is means Sat. Astitvam. Now, anything in this world, a person is constantly perpetually over this. This asatvam, astitvam is not, there's no sat there, there's asat there. So that's the thing. So yeah, every faith is false for the fear, so I'm doubtful actually. So I don't know if that helps. Maybe I was too.
No, that is helpful, Prabhuji. Nice point. I was also thinking on the same point one day that I was thinking for myself. My faith is very like how I was just thinking how in India milk is, when the milkman brings the milk, how they put water in it, no? to dilute it. That kind of faith we have. And of course, it's being acted on by the three modes. So yeah, Prabhuji, very nice point that association of a pure devotee actually brings out faith. But I think hearing your class more, now I feel it's not even diluted faith, it's no faith only. So yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji, that helps.
Thank you, Mataji. Again, I'm just reflecting my scenario and sharing that. So I'll stop here. Thank you for your patient audience. Forgive me if I made any mistakes. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice lesson. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam all devotees.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.